Hello everybody, and thank you so much for staying my channel. Today we are going to talk about regarding to the section 2.4 that regarding is the function associated with the projects. It is part of the system for value delivery that we are review during this week. In this specific part, you can find the most important common found in project. For example, you can find here all regarding to the how to provide oversight and coordination, how to management feedback, how to facilitate and support the project, how to develop the perform work, how to apply expertise, how to obtain the provided organization direction, and how to provide the resource. All of these function is the most important for my criteria because in this specific part you are going to take a big picture in order the people have to understand how is mixed the different kind of coordination. For example, in some organization you have the centralizing coordination, and other you have the centralizing coordination of the project. The most important here is the collective effort of the project team. They will provide a huge and good outcome benefits and value from the organization. For that reason, in the section 2.45, you can understand and you can see here all regarding to the organization in the specific the how is the coordination and how is develop the oversight. The coordination in here, for example, put in here one specific example regarding the consulting with executives and business leaders, how to take advantage in order to improve project performance and meeting customer needs. And the oversight is the complement how in the simple roles of responsibility for these projects, including the project manager who may be formally assist such activities. Like, we have here more information like, for example, the Scrum Master, how is a relative position of the project manager who are in charge for a specific project team in order to obtain the goals. In the most important reason in this specific paragraph is you can understand how the oversight and coordination function is tailored to fit the needs of the organization and the specific portfolio, program, and project requirements. The next part of this section is regarding to the solid and managed feedback. Everything people have feedback in their currently works, but the most important here is when you develop the project, the feedback is very useful and very practical because it provides to you an auto positive check in order to continue to the next step, in order to continue to obtain the next milestone. And for that reason, the close collaboration with the customer and end user is directly integrated. And for that reason, here explain about how the feedback can be collected in person or virtual using analog or digital techniques. But the most important here is feedback is part of this specific function that has any kind of project manager. Another part of the function is the facility and support. The most important for me in this part is, for example, how the roles of the project manager, scrum, team leader, business analyst, change manager are examples of individuals who commonly perform this facilitation as supporting force. What happens if you stay in any kind of project? Always you need a facilitation. All you need to integrate. Always you need to provide a solution. For that reason, this is very important for any kind of job. That is, this is part of the life of the project manager. Another find that you have in here is the perform of the work. The perform of the work is function provide the knowledge, the skill, experience necessary to deliver products and realize outcomes of the project. But the project always, the projects might harness automation and artificial intelligence to streamline project execution. These reduce human errors. These enhance the productivity. This specific part, if you open your eyes, you can understand in a huge way how to use this kind of tool. This new technology help a lot, but you need to pay attention and you need to put in practice and make harness automation in all the tasks that you have to develop inside of the project. Finally, apply the expertise. Expertise currently you can hire people inside or outside the organization, but that expertise provides a huge advantage in order to reduce the mistakes and in order to avoid the blind spot. This specific part is help to everything, and for that reason, you need to understand how this specific part you can follow in this specific part of the function of the project manager. And finally, you have another thing in here all regarding to the project organization direct and inside, who is part in the direction that we need to understand in which part of the environment is the organization. For example, here you can find the primary goal is to maximize value from the project delivered in order to obtain an adapted delivery environment in order to improve environments. But the most important is roles such as portfolio, project sponsor, and product owners are examples of this typical guide that clarify the project direction. When we have a good direction, we can align with the strategic doctrine and we can provide a good uh, result of any kind of project that we have. Finally, this part we are talking about from the product resource. The most summary in this part is this part in green, resource manager. When you talk about the provide resource, you have any kind of manager in the company, but the resource manager is talking about a human resource manager, is talking about, for example, the logistic manager. When you are cutting, supporting operational manager, you need to take, you need to know, you need to take this advantage in order to connect these people inside the organization in order to obtain a huge results inside of the product. With this, my friends, I can explain everything regarding to this specific part, and I hope you can help with this information. See you soon. Thank you so much.